Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Mandem Talk. Big up my guy, Rhino. You know what I'm saying to you? He's here.
Oh, go on.
You get me, Rhino? What are you saying, my brother?
We're there, man. We're just there, bro. You feel me? Just in and out of meetings and whatever, trying to be on time as well. But we're live, man. We've got the game tomorrow, so halfway there. We just got to see what go on. But yeah, there's a bit of news that we got to discuss. So
yeah, man, defo, man.
Still.
Defo, man, defo. Listen, people, you know the score, man. I'd rather give you the show, and we're here, and we do it as early as we can.
Give me a second.
Or I can be late.
I'll be back.
And I can delay. But the Mandem will be here. Tyrone's restarted his laptop. Tyrone will be here. Rance will be here any second now. You know what I mean? The Mandem will be here, man. Just have to wait on them and see when they come, man. Big up Abdelaziz, though, man. Man came in with a 5 gifted, yo. Listen, if you get a gifted membership, make sure you hail them up. Let me know who got it as well. You know what I'm saying to you? Make sure you let me know who got it. You know what I'm saying to you? And big up Abdelaziz, man. You know them ones there for supporting the channel or whatnot each and every time, man. He's always here. He's on Rance's channel as well. He's on Bearman's channels, isn't it? So you get me. They're here, man. But listen, people, man. You can see the title. You can see Wagwan. We are 90 minutes away from the final, people. 90 minutes away from the final. You get me? We're here. You know what I'm saying? To Europa League final. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I know what's going on. Rhino, it's been a terrible season, but we are only what?
90 minutes away, like you said.
90 minutes away.
Yeah, it's gonna be mad. I feel like,
bro, and that's it. We're here.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
we
still have to make sure that we do the job in it. I know everyone's confident. We're 3-0 up and whatever, but let's not get too gassed. Like, because I feel like a lot of other United fans and people just generally think we're automatically in the final. And bro, like, let's not forget how United can let us down. I don't want to jinx it. I'm just keeping it real, innit? Like, we should win. I think even the Naki brothers, the William brothers, are injured as well. So
they're not traveled. They're not traveled.
Yeah, so that should be more positive for us as well. And just hopefully the boys won it. You know what I mean? Like, they know the season's done, but they're playing for the Europa League. You feel me? So hopefully we win. We should be able to. We might not make it easy, but as long as we don't concede and we score some goals, we should be all right still. But we're nearly there, man. We're nearly there. It's going to be an interesting final as well if we do get to it, to see if we're going to play Tottenham or play... Is it Blint, Bodo Blint, or
whatever? Bodo Glimt, Bodo Glimt in the final. Yeah.
But you know what it is as well, guys, as well. Another thing that I want to say, and I'm putting it on the internet live now, like, the Tottenham game could be shaky for us, you know. They've had our number. You know what I mean?
But it's obviously, still Tottenham in it, though.
Yeah. And I feel like in terms of having Ahmad there and stuff, there's a lot of players we didn't have, you feel me? So it should be all right, man. It should be all right. We should do our thing, but yeah, let's just not get too giddy, people. Let's, you know.
You know what it is, bro? Like, even the managers reiterated today, like he said, it's still a bit of a bad season, bro, you know. I like that for the manager, bro. Like, he ain't gaslighting and saying, we won a trophy at the end of the day. We won a trophy. That man's reiterating that it's been a bad season, bro. Like, I like the fact that he ain't one of them man that are just kind of almost like saying, but we still want a trophy. Still want a trophy. Facts. You know, man, like Ten Hag, he actually put it in our, like, he actually was trying to, like, piss us off, bro, by saying, still, we won 2 trophies in 2 years. As if
he was
like,
gaslighting us.
Yeah, gaslighting us, severely gaslighting us, bro.
I feel like he made us seem better than we were. And he didn't appreciate just the fact that certain trophies and stuff are winning are masking the problems that we have. You know what I mean? And that's why we wanted Ruben in, because we wanted to see some sort of, some sort of consistency in a way, an idea. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know we haven't seen it consistently, but You feel me? Like, it's good for him to just let everyone know, guys, I'm not happy about this. Don't think that this trophy is just going to make me think that everything's all gravy and we can forget about the season. We've still got a lot of work to do. So I appreciate that as well. Still, yeah.
I said, 2 titles in 2 years, bro. You know what it is as well. Like, I think for me, obviously, like, it's just something for us. Like, you watched it last night, innit? For us to be in that Champions League, bro, we need that, bro.
Hey, last
night. You seen it
game.
last night, bro. The Champions League, bro. It's like the holy grail, bro. Like, we us being there, bro, is a massive thing, bro.
Yeah,
you feel
I
me?
think it's the peas, man. It's the bread for me, man. I think
100 million as well. You get 100 million.
Like, in terms of like humility, we want to be in the best competitions possible, but we're not there yet. But I think in terms of just giving us more options for money and stuff like that, and maybe we might improve to a degree where we can do okay. I don't think we're gonna get far at all, but you know what I mean. I guess it's just number one, bragging rights, and number two, just money. We need more money. We need to try and cut down this whole PSR situation. So for me, Champions League, that's more the focus for me in terms of money rather than being involved in the competition to try and win it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Big up the Mandem Texino Rancer Golden. Big up, man.
Okay, big up. The one thing I say, Rhino, about PSR, I think the PSR thing, is being overstated, and I think it's being overstated on purpose, blood. I think the club are smart. You know the ones. I think they're making it look like we're in a worse position than we are because their man don't want to get taken to the cleaners, bro. I believe that there's money there, and I also believe that there's plans to raise more funds. I think they know where the money's coming from.
Do you think that could be? Do you think that could be another like a negotiation tactic as well? So
absolutely,
when we're going in for players and stuff, it looks like we don't have the bread. We can get better deals and stuff like that as well. Yeah,
absolutely. I think so. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to tell people, "Yo, we're flush and we're desperate for players," because the man get rich. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's the best way to deal with the situation. Make it look like the money's not as readily available as it is. Yeah. And that's the way to go. Do you know what I mean? It's the negotiation tactic, man. And they've shown that when it comes to negotiations, they will wait. Do you know what I mean? Even last window, the Delita Mazraoui thing, that was pretty much organized early doors, and it was little details. Same with the Ugarte thing. Like, we went back and forth with PSG for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks before we agreed the deal. We didn't just say, "Oh, you want this? Here's your money." Do you know what I mean? We didn't do that. Facts. So I think it's going to be
a good point. Still, it's a good point.
I think it's definitely a tactic to make the money stretch longer than it probably would have in the past, innit?
Yeah. I actually hear that still.
Absolutely, man. Yo, big up to Tyrone, man. He's here, man. He's here. It's been a minute, man. You get me? Been enjoying yourself, horse racing season.
Man said Ty Amrabat. That's crazy.
That man saying Ty Amrabat. Ty Wemo, man. I can't lie to you.
Ty Wemo.
Yeah, man. I'll take that one. We're scoring goals. Can you not hear me, by the way? I'm on my work laptop. I can't even lie.
Yeah, no, it's calm. We can hear you. We can hear you, man.
You can hear me. Yeah, now, big up, man. Big up everyone inside. Big up Rants Rhino. See the original Saeed. Big up my bro. I don't know you down there, but bless up.
Texino.
Yeah. Bless up yourself, man. Big up. Like the jumpers, or hopefully bring home the magic tonight. But
exactly, man. There's a reason I'm wearing it today, blood.
Yeah. Gotta be done. But yeah, man, I'm ready to return. I'm ready to return. You know, big game tomorrow under the lights. My manager might win the Europa. We're smiling, man. We're smiling. But like the video. We're gonna talk. I'm happy to be back though. I'm not gonna lie. It's happy just to talk footy. There's people demand them. So like up the video. You know me. Ten Hag, I was backing him. Amrim, I was backing him. And I'm still backing him. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Do you think though, Tyrone, like in terms of like the season, like one of them where, because me and Tyrone will talk, me and Rhino will talk about it's about the money, about recruitment, but as a whole, where do you see it in terms of like this importance of the Europa League for you? Like, is it a case of just money wise, the whole feel around the club? Like, where do you see it?
Bro, I'll be real, man. We need to win this. We need to win this because the league's unacceptable. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie. The league has been unacceptable where we are. One thing, like, I will make clear, and some people weren't happy with it. I put a tweet out, like, about the defeat on the weekend. People were saying, you know, I'm wrong for saying I don't really care about the defeat. All I'm focused on right now is the Europa League. The truth is, We lost 4-3, and no one really thought we were going to go and beat Brentford anyway. We went 1-0 up. That probably caught people off guard. People are like, Mason Mount scored. Yeah, we went 4-1 down or 4-2 down or whatever it was. But the truth is, I never thought we were going to beat Brentford anyway. We knew we were going to rotate. But what these Man United fans do, which is entitled to their opinion, is they start overreacting about defeats in the league and stuff like that. We all know the bread and butter is the Europa League. Just because you might not like this manager, people are going to jump on this wave now because we've lost the league game. That, Man United are poor, this and that. We knew that we were probably going to lose to Brentford. We understand that the league form has not been great. But at the end of the day, all my rascal eggs are in the Europa basket. And it's simple as that. I want to be winning this Europa League. Yeah. And I said it on Never a Foul when I done a little video on there, right? The same thing that Chelsea, Forest, Newcastle, Villa, and City are fighting for is Champions League football. People are trying to tell me my season's over, my season's a write-off, this and that. Well, I'm sat here now, 90 minutes away from a final, competing for the same thing that these clubs are fighting for, which is top 4. Yeah, and I respect it. They've shown consistency more over 38 games of a season to be in that top 4 race. And I get that, and I totally understand that. However, we've gone to our plan B, and we're finding a way to navigate to a final. And at the end of it, we could be in the Champions League just like the rest of these clubs, which then helps our transfer window, hopefully, helps build confidence around the club, and we start fresh. Yes, the league's unacceptable, but I'm on this journey for the Europa League. We have to win it. We can beat Bodo. We can beat Spurs. I'm kind of sitting in the camp now where Rance is going to like me for this. But the truth is, I'm kind of sitting here like, there's not many excuses, because if we lose that Europa League, there's going to be an emergency Mandem Talk on a Thursday, and the first name that everyone's going to ask for is me. And I'm going to have to be here. And the truth is, there's probably not going to be any excuses, because we can beat Bodo. We've shown we've done it already in the Europa League, and it's a final. We've got the heritage. Spurs are Spurs, key players out, and we should not be bursting a 3-0 balloon tomorrow. So I'm all in the Europa League camp, and this is where I am right now. So yeah, it's all in, Saeed. I'm all in on this. We have to win it. We've got ourselves into a great position, and there are technically no excuses, because when you look at the quality that we have compared to the other teams, yeah, we might not be happy with the squad and we want improvements, but ultimately our squad is capable of beating these teams in a 90-minute shootout. There's no excuses, man. Go and win this competition now. And you've rotated to prioritize the competition, Ruben. And I'll back you, Ruben. But if you're playing a full-strength team every game and the injuries are coming, this and that, I know Delete and Shaw got little knocks, but you know what I'm saying. If he's not prioritizing, he was just playing a strong team every week, I'm like, are these guys going to be burnt out? No, you know, and the players know that it's make or break, and it's all in on Europa. So the fans and the players are feeling the same. We've got to win this, bro. We have got to win this.
Facts.
I'm not seeing anything other than a win, man. I'll be real with you. This is
making. By the way, Saeed, sorry, can I talk? How am I fence sitting? How is that speech?
No. You're not. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have the comments, by the way. Big up the comments, but that is nowhere near fence sitting.
No. This is like
traumatized with the fence sitting you did last.
Yeah, they're traumatized. Remember that little thought back in the day? You know what I mean? That you on the fence. But I listen, we made it clear, like, it's a disaster, bro, if you don't win it. And I've made it clear, like, yo, if the manager was to go, like, nobody would be complaining, because you've lost the Europa League and you've been in the worst season we can remember. But I said it before to Rhino that the manager's come and said that, you know what, like, it's been a terrible season still. I think he's made a quote saying about been a terrible season, you know, and nothing can justify it, bro. You know, nothing can paper over the big crack that we've had this season. It is basically a get out of jail card, this Europa League.
Oh, that's exactly what it is, and nothing more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
And what you saying, Ty? If like worst case scenario, we don't win it, like, accountability needs to be dished out, mate.
Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say sack the manager though. I'm not gonna do that.
No, you don't need to say that, but man needs to be held accountable, because at the end of the day, like, this ain't like, it's very difficult to overlook the league season. The league season's been poor in it, and the thing is, the manager's had enough time to get better results than he has been getting. So from where I stand, it's one of them things where it's Europa League or bust, bruv. Like, it's make or break, blood. Like, it really is that. If he doesn't get the Europa League, that means every single objective that he's been given, he has failed in it. Because the funny thing is, even if his objective was Champions League football, when he came in 4 points off top 4, if he wins the Europa League in a funny way, he still achieved the objective of Champions League football, even though he done it the ugly way, innit? So that might just save him. But if he doesn't get that, then it's like, bro, you failed every single objective, and now we need answers, my bro.
And then obviously now we're going to back him in a window, and some people are going to have doubts about why we're backing the manager if we can't perform in the league and we can't.
And rightly so.
In the Europa League. And you know what? You man are right to say that. I think he deserves the window. I also think he deserves the backlash of not winning the Europa League from here with the clubs that we're competing against. That's what I just said, clearly. League's not been acceptable. But I also think that mini segment of we do need profiles in this team that can make a difference. I do think we lack for the physicality. I do think we lack for speed. Players in behind who can actually get past the man. Creativity, I think, other than Bruno, we don't really have creative players. Garnacho is not creative. Mason Mount.
Hey, bro, did you watch the semi-final yesterday?
Yeah, I did, of course.
Bro, exactly. Look at Inter's midfield, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't really like it, if I'm honest.
Exactly. There's no legs really in that midfield, but their man got the job done, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? And a lot goes on paper. You could argue that we got better midfielders to choose from. So I don't really like. There's a lot of excuses, that United have been throwing around, that went out the window yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is the reality.
I'm not going to do that based off one game, because I do think Barcelona.
But it's not one game, bro, because this is their second final in 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Team with Henrik Mkhitaryan in the midfield. We ain't got Henrik Mkhitaryan.
What they do, they don't play. I don't know.
But we're rigid though. In what we
do. We don't really enjoy that. Some of their fans might enjoy that. Let's be honest. They're getting results and they're winning stuff. They're rigid, but when you're winning, you can accept the rigidness. Look at Mourinho's football. I'm not going to lie.
Our system is every bit as rigid. Our system, is every bit as rigid as their system.
Yeah, but we don't. What I'm trying to say is, I don't believe that we want to be rigid. We don't want to watch rigid football. We want to see our, midfield.
You're speaking as the fans. I'm talking about what the manager wants. The manager does want rigid football. His system is very rigid. There's nothing fluid about Amarim's system. It's rigid, bro.
You know what it is,
Go on, Saeed. Go on.
No, I think for me, we haven't seen anything to even gauge of what the manager wants as well. Like he's not shown anything really. Let's be honest, like Mandem.
Yeah.
I think that's the key element in all of this. Like to do their job, they're effective at what they do, and they're good at what they do. You know what I'm saying to you? We've not shown what we're good at, and that is a problem for us, man. Very, very big problem. And this is where the manager's got to get. That's where we've got to hold the manager accountable for, man. We've not seen a clear style of play. We haven't, bro. And the Premier League is your bread and butter. That's why you show your style week in, week out. In cup competition, you can get away with the whole season of not really doing much, and then next thing you know, you win your games. I'm not saying it's lucky, but you win your games. Next round. It's knockout football, isn't it? Whereas in the league, you've got to show some style of play.
I agree with that, because in recently they've lost their last couple games. They've
lost.
Again, playing against that Barca team, that high line, it just played into their hands. Like Dumfries, every time he went forward, he looked like he was in acres of space. So
he was,
they just had to get the final pass correct. I was saying it from the first 20 minutes. Just get that final pass correct, and you're in near enough every single time. So they kind of played into. I mean, Barca kind of played into their hands, to be fair. However, in terms of that sort of system, you see certain profiles that stand out. Your Dumfries, obviously even what Mkhitaryan was doing in terms of defensively cutting the passing lanes. We don't look well set up in our system, whereas with Inzaghi's, they look like there's clear instructions given to the players, and their players are not 10 times better than us. Henrik Mkhitaryan's not 10 times better than Bruno Fernandez. I don't rate Bruno that highly, and that's the God's honest truth. So it's just about what the manager can do. Can he get his information through to the players? You have not seen that once this season. But not with anyone. That's the God's honest truth. People say with Ahmad, he just stuck Ahmad right wing back, and Ahmad done his thing. It doesn't look like, you know, Ahmad's been given some great defensive instructions or anything like that. He works based off his instinct, his hard work, his work rate. Him tracking back is just due to his work rate. It's nothing to do with the manager and things like that. I feel like a lot of players should have developed in this system.
Yeah.
Over 20 games, I think Garnacho could have done 10 times better. He could have looked 10 times better. He could have done the basics much better. He played much better on the right towards, whereas on the left, he gets moved out of these positions. When Kobe played in the 10 the first time, he was taken out of that position. I feel like when he finds, you know, little solutions, he seems to then untangle it for some sort of reason. So again, what does the manager actually see in this team? And what type of football do we want to play? I've asked this question.
Do you think though, just asking you, right? Like, I think you make some valid points as well. And I do believe, like, for example, when he stumbled across Kobe in the 10 in the Europa League and he done well when he came on, and then he played him 9 the next game, and it was a little bit like that one for me is like the one that stands out a lot. Do you think though, like from a board's point of view, right? And I'm just playing a devil's advocate here. He's been given a license to say, do you know what? Just try things. And because the first thing I remember the stream with Saeed, the first time Ruben got announced, we was all on a Mandem Talk, and it was kind of like free hit. Find out what players you want to keep and let the players go that you don't want and stuff like that. But because obviously we're football fans, when we start losing games, what you think before he's even kicked a ball is not what you think after game 7. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we go back to game 1, do you think that, you know, him changing things around and, you know, changing what's works, like you said, and then he's done stuff that we're like, why have you done that? Do you think it's because he's been given that license? You know what? No matter what, you can do your thing in the summer, and in players come and out players go, but you find out what you want. Do you think maybe he's just trying to find out them sort of things in the players?
Of course, because at the end of the day, the board obviously has to attract the manager to come into the current situation we are in. And he had to take him out of a good situation that he was in with Sporting. Now, in terms of backing the manager, for the manager to untangle things and change things every game, I feel like Amram was doing this on his own accord. In his first interview, he said that he's going to chop and change things anyway. He said that he's going to be changing things. And he's actually been pretty consistent with that as well. He's always said he's going to rotate, he's going to change things, etc. Yeah. But now, if you change things and you find solutions, you don't need to change it again. It's as simple as that, innit? You don't need to be Einstein to recognize that. So I just feel like sometimes he's thrown himself in it. Every single one of us in this panel know a lot of these players can't do the basics. We don't have a lot of powerful players. We don't have a lot of athletic footballers in this squad. We have a few pensioners as well, people we've carried in this squad. However, we should be playing 10 times better than half of the teams in the Premier League. True or false?
Yeah.
With the players that we have. And we haven't seen that being implemented over the last 20 games in the league. And I don't want to talk about Europa because we've gone unbeaten with Europa. We've had a different manager for about 3-4 months who we wanted sacked, and he went undefeated in Europa. I'm not saying he would have got this far, but it doesn't look like we're playing, you know, better football in Europa. We're just playing against worse opposition, slower opposition. If you look at Lyon, we actually looked more. Yeah,
European football is always 100%.
Pace and power. And when was the last time you really see that with United? You know, so I just think he should be playing much better football with the players that he has.
Can I ask you a question though? Yeah, there was a question before saying which was better system. Shout out to Musa, by the way. 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. Which one do you prefer, Mandem? Because you seen yesterday that was a 3-5-2 with Inzaghi. You know what I mean? Like 3-4-3 or the 3-5-2.
Can I ask you something, Saeed? Is that with the squad we got now, or with what we're gonna have coming in?
I think for me, what we have now added to what we could get as well with Cunha, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And another players.
Is this your ideal though? You're saying your ideal, if you've got an ideal squad, what formation you playing?
Nah, I think it's basically knowing we're gonna play a back 3. So what's the best one? 3-4-3 or
yeah, what's the best? Yeah. 3-5-2 or 3-4-3.
3-4-3 because it's more fluent. I think 3-5-2 you need two strikers that could play off each other as well. Like you can't just
Xerxes could be brilliant at that, bro. You know I mean? Xerxes could so be brilliant at that.
Again, and then Xerxes needs to stay fit. Do you know what I mean? You're relying on so much. I think 3-4-3 is a bit more fluent. in my opinion. So
3-4-3 is what Conte won when he had Willian, Hazard, and Diego Costa. And I always think of like, you know, brilliant inside forwards, inside 10s. Willian was very good, underrated player. Hazard. But when you have someone like Diego, when you have Victor Moses and
Alonso, and they contribute to how many goals and assists that season. And it's little things that I saw.
Don't look at them. I'm not gonna lie, they're not amazing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've seen a comment come up. Why has he never tried to convert Garnacho as a wing back? No, just once. Just once. Look,
Garnacho's got all the attributes for wing back, but the manager's a coward because he don't trust Garnacho defensively. That's all it is. He's a coward. That's Garnacho's best position in this thing. He plays on the touchline anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, bro. Like, I prefer two up front always anyway, because I feel like football's all about partnerships, innit? And when you've got two strikers, there's so many different types of strikers. You can have loads of different partnerships that work. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that you don't need a specific profile. I believe when you're playing a one up front, you need a certain profile of striker. Like the profile of the one player becomes more important. When you've got two, it's less important. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you looked at, for instance, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, they're all three different profiles. And no matter which one you mix, it works.
Yeah.
It works. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. When you've got a striker playing up front on his own, that if they don't have a great touch and they don't have great link-up play, they then become even more reliant on what the guys out wide do. Do you know what I'm saying? Or if you've got someone like a Xerxes and he's isolated, he becomes more reliant on what the things the guys out wide do, because he needs them close to him to link up with. If you've got two, you've always got someone to play football with, bro. Like I don't like how isolated a lot of strikers get in the modern game, bro. A lot of the time, bro, a man are just waiting, feeding off scraps and just pressing, bro. Like, man, I want to see some proper centre forward link up play, blood. When we saw like Mahrez and Vardy, bro, they played in a two, blood. That's why they done the mad thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Vardy went long, Mahrez came short, blood. Like Mahrez weren't playing on the wing for Leicester. He was playing in the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? And them man were causing a whole heap of problems, bro.
It's about knowing each other's game, though, isn't it? It's about knowing each other's game, man.
100%.
Because you see, even the people you mentioned, bro, Vardy, Mahrez, Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford, they all play to each other's strengths. It's about playing to each other's strengths.
And they're all different.
And they're all different. But the chemistry, again, they linked up. They liked playing with each other. You got to enjoy playing with each other as well. Do you know what I mean?
And this is the problem with this Man United team, bro. You got Garnacho not passing to Dorgu. Like, these men look like they're not enjoying playing football.
But sometimes it looks like an intelligence thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because it looks like a man screams overlap. And Garnacho just doesn't have a picture.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But no one likes the youth, blood. He's got Højlund, doing up UFC on the goalpost, blood, all the time. Rasmus always kicking off the goalpost, blood, when he's playing. Bro, every game, like at least once a game, Rasmus is screaming.
Do you know what it is,
like,
though?
Kicking up the goalpost and like. Bro,
I think, like when you look at the players who've been linked to you, I think it matches up with this question in a sense, because when you look at Mbeumo, right? You've seen him play in a bit of a front two sometimes with Ivan Toney before he left. You've seen Mbeumo play on the right-hand side, Whistler up top. You've got Kevin Sade on the left. That's a 3-4-3. Then you look at Matthias Cunha. Cunha's sometimes had to play as a lone forward when Strand Larsen's not been playing. But then when Strand Larsen is playing, Cunha's playing more of a 3-4-3. But then also he's partnering Strand Larsen up top. So what I like about the profiles we're looking at is, bro, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Yeah. We could actually just be rotating and saying 3-5-2 this game, 3-4-3 in this game. Away from home, we might want to go a bit more compact, a bit more midfielders. At home, let's do what we used to do under Fergie. Slap Blackburn and then man 3-0 by half time. Slap two up top. Yeah. Like if we can do that and score goals and make it uncomfortable for the teams because they don't know what they're gonna get, then I'm all for that. So 3-5-2, 3-4-3. I'm more looking at the profiles we're gonna be getting, and players like Mbeumo and Cunha allow you to do both. So I'm happy.
But Mbeumo and Cunha are both players that can play in a two and play off a prop and out number 9, innit? And like even this comment is spot on. What I also don't like about the 3-4-3 or the 3-4-2-1 is that when you've got someone in the 10 like a Garnacho that holds the width, he gets in the way of the wing back. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got the wing back inverting and all this bollocks. Yeah. If you've got two strikers that are playing centrally, Dumfries knows that the right wing's his. when Inter go and attack, bro, he knows that's his. DeMarco knows that's his. There's no one out there in the way, blood. Man, no, as soon as we get the ball, that's where I'm going. There's none of this, oh shit, my man's in the way, let me cut inside and all of that, bro. Like, it's a lot more simple to understand. When you've got two players on that wing, when the job of a wing back is to get up and down anyway, you don't need two players on that wing.
But I wanted to be more comfortable and fluent, exactly like how Conte's team was set up, man, with Pedro and Hazard just floating across in between that last little third, bro. Like, if you get better players, because you named Garnacho, right?
That's where you had Victor Moses, blood.
Victor Moses at right wing back,
right wing back.
Alonso.
Exactly, but intelligent players know to get out of their way, type of thing, to create space for their wing backs, bro. And
but they're actual 10s, bro. They're actual 10s. Pedro's intelligent to play 10, and Hazard was a 10.
That's what
we need actual 10s instead of wingers playing in the 10. Agreed.
Yeah, man. You know that's. But you know what it is though. I would love a manager just to be like, say, you know, one day we can play this system, we can play that system, rather than
Saeed, the way you looked up and you said, I would love a manager. Like, it just looked like a movie.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
it's dreaming, stress, bro. Hey, bro, look, we're struggling, bro.
Because as much as I think, that it's good to have one way, just sometimes though, like, to be a bit spontaneous. To adapt sometimes, and you know what I mean, not play
even the sounds of changing from a 3-4-3 to a 3-5-2, just flexibility, like I know what you mean. Still,
just sometimes change it around, but then even that as well, like, even because then players are they're almost like becoming robotic in the system now, because they're like, you know what, okay, cool, I've got to stick to this position now here, I've got to stay here now, I can't really go down there, I'm a 10, I've got to be here, I've got to be there, like, you know, you can change it around, bro. So I don't know, man. It is very underrated. That's why Ancelotti has done so well. Ancelotti, listen, without sounding crazy here, but I wouldn't call him the greatest tactician of all time. But what I would say is he is the best manager of all time. He's the best manager of, like, bro, the guy that manages, right, cool, we're going to play this way now. We're going to sit back here and do it. But then we're going to go do this. Then we're going to go do that. You see, you, Bellingham, I want you to arrive late in the box. Like, that's what it's about, man. You know
what it is? You know what it is? What you got to do, in football, right, is one thing, and I'll stand on this, even if I was a manager, right, is you've got to allow your players freedom. Yeah, tactics to a sense that you got to say, right, what I want you to do and so forth. But what you've got is to keep that freedom and that spark of a player to say, kind of like, do what you want, but if you lose the ball, or you mess it up, it's cool, because you're trying your thing. You're trying to be creative. You're trying to score for goals for the team or whatever it is. I feel like when managers are trying, like, no offense to Pep. Look, this is Pep is the best, probably one of the best managers of all time. Some people's the best, right? But we've seen what he does to players. Look at Jeremy Doku. Doku does his thing, but there's sometimes parts where he just plays it back to the left back. We've seen Grealish be like that. When Grealish was linked to us, we know that he probably would have bodied it in the midfield, because we would have just said, be a ball carrier, do your thing. But Pep takes that edge off people, Foden and so forth, but they win things, so people kind of, you know what, we accept it because they win things, and Pep is Pep. However, you still want to have that creative freedom as a player. I know that if we sat down with a Mandem and said, a few of them, what's it like playing under Pep, they will of course still have the pros, but if I said, look, really, how are you feeling? Like, if you look back, if I said win things at this other team, but you could do what you want, kind of thing, they will say yeah, because you have that creative freedom. And I think if Amorim gets these players in, Cunha and Buemo, they are players that you see like to have their freedom. Cunha likes to pick up little pockets, drive with the ball, do his thing, and Buemo likes to do the same thing. Amorim's got to make sure that if he gets these attackers that he wants, yes, they understand the formation, but give them the freedom. Let them cook
I think they'll get the freedom because they're so good. I think they will, because they'll win him games. You know them ones. Like, I genuinely believe we're overestimating how much this manager actually coaches. But he don't look like he's coaching anything. I'll be honest. You know them ones, like the Garnacho cut in and shoot far post last game, bro. He does that every week. He's done that every week for like 2 years, 3 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not coaching, bro. Like, Ahmad picking up the ball and running past people, it's not coaching. That's what Ahmad does. Everything I'm seeing here, was here before he got here, bro. I'll be honest. Like, I'm not seeing anyone that's been improved. I'm not seeing anyone that's doing anything that I believe is specific instruction. I believe he sets these men up in a certain shape, and then he just lets them play football, bro. Like, when Bruno plays in the 10, he don't hold the height in the pitch. He's dropping back into the 6 and picking up the ball. Like, there's no real structure to on the ball. There's no real structure to what we're doing, bro. So I don't believe a lot of it is
So, Rad, let me ask you,
he just needs good players, and then I think he'll coach them off the ball and on the ball. He'll just say, "You man, do your thing, bro." Like so I don't think there's much coaching on
the games we've played. We've played what? How many games Amrin had in the league? Probably like 24.
24 like games in the league and lost half.
Yeah, 24.
Okay, right. So what my question to Rance is, no matter the window and the players we get in, okay, it does make a difference, of course. We get better players and we should get better results. Do you genuinely think that come say December of this year, 4 months into the league, we've had a good little 17 games, whatever it is? Do you expect us to genuinely like really improve, or do you think we're going to be in a position where we're basically like looking at 10th and you're like, I told you so? Like,
I think we'll improve.
Can actually like perform.
I think we'll improve due to the players that we bring in and not due to anything that he's doing. I'll be honest. Like, I think it's very difficult not to improve if you bring in Delap, Mbuemo, and fucking Cunha. Like, you got to be a moron to do worse. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, bro, as soon as you're counter-attacking with them three instead of Garnacho and Højlund, straight away your quid's in, innit? Like, how can you, like, you can't be worse, innit? Like, so, but the thing is, what it does is, it takes away the accountability for what he's already shown us with these group of players. That's what it takes away. And this is what I don't like, because every manager in world football, we're even talking about Inzaghi, we're looking at this Inter team, and man for man, they've made another final. They shouldn't be making finals with Mkhitaryan in the midfield. They shouldn't be. Do you know what I'm saying? Them man had a fucking 37-year-old striker and nearly a 40-year-old centre-back. And them man are still making finals. So he shouldn't be where he is with what he has. That's the sign of a top coach. And we shouldn't be where we are with what we have. That's the sign of an awful coach. So there needs to be some sort of balance. I believe that if you give this manager better players, he is going to do better, but that doesn't make him a better manager. It doesn't make him that.
And then Inzaghi makes that final with Onana in goal. Just saying.
I don't know about that, bro. That save from summer, bro.
Give me a minute, my brother. He done it once.
He did, bro. And he deserves a knighthood for that shit. You know,
and this is why when you're saying that he's doing great things with players that are just okay, it shows you that Onana was just okay. He done for Onana what he's done for Mkhitaryan and Darmian. These men are just okay. You don't right now look at Darmian and say, "Raw, we have to buy him this summer. He's the best next thing since sliced bread." You don't do that. But that's what we've done with Onana. So it shows you what a good manager does. And their levels now is we're seeing it. I told man from the beginning, you see the Amarin stuff here. I just feel like the back three stuff is a problem for what we have. And I just feel like I don't see us even keeping the back three if we get a new manager. I just think we're doing too much. Right now, we have an opportunity to say, look, we wanted to do a bit too much with this back three stuff. The summer's come in. Even if he wins the Europa League, the question I'm asking him, Mandem, based on what he's done, Amrin, the problem with Amrin, even though he's played with a back five all season, we've still conceded too many goals and lost too many games. Like, the problem is not about how many games has Man United won this season. There's teams that are sitting like, I don't know, 10th or like 11th in the league. They've only won like 2 or 3 more games than us. But we've lost a lot of games. The problem is like we've lost, like draws do matter. Like draws make a massive difference in just drawing a game and not actually losing. Like a lot of these teams that sit in 4 or 5 positions above us, they've only won 2 or 3 more games than us, but they haven't lost as many. I think we've just lost too much. And the fact that he's been playing defensively and having 5 men at the back, how are we still losing so many games? Like I just don't get it. And I'm just looking at us going forward next season, starting the new season. And another thing that someone said, I think on another stream, is that the next season's in 3 months. It's not like it's next year. What do you think is changing in 3 months?
1 year holiday or something.
Yeah, it's not no 1 year holiday. These men are going on holiday. Yeah, these men are going on holiday for like 5
That's
weeks.
what the fan base being conditioned, Musa, to accept. I keep repeating it show after show. 3.5 months, we start. 14th, 15th of August, we kick off the Premier League.
And this is what I'm saying.
Thinks it's a year. They're like,
not even that.
This year. Forget
Think about
the
it.
league.
Even in July,
Next
we're kicking
season.
ball again. Even in July, we're going to be kicking ball again. Like the squad's going to be back out there. What's going to be changed? What's changed from May to July when we're back out there? What's changed, man? You think that? And this is,
you know what, Bolton, though, he has come in and said, he goes, I still feel that this season was the worst in 40 years. We could be the worst United team in the Premier League history with the Europa League title, but it won't change anything this season's been very disappointing. Nothing will change that. He knows though. He actually like.
Do you know what it is, Saeed, though? Do you know? Sorry to cut you off, but do you know what it is? It's when Ronaldo said this poet thing, bro. He's very good at just saying "wagwan," but not like. Do you know what it is? And me, I'm a fair person. Like I like to give him benefit of the doubt, but he's a real good talker. He's a good talker.
He's good. I mean? He's a good commentator. He's telling us "wagwan," like, "Right, my man's getting banged in the face." You know, we know he's getting banged.
Yeah,
we know. We can see it. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's a master manipulator, blood.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
It's like one of my brethren, not even one of my brethren.
Controls the whole narrative of everything that's going on. He says shit before you say it. So it makes you kind of like, it throws you off the scent. You know them ones. He'll tell you something's happening before you say it, bro. He just
would you rather have I'm holding a minute, man. Just to be fair, would you rather have that or someone telling you, "I win trophies there"? I win trophies there.
I hear that. No, I hear that.
You know what I mean?
There needs to be action with the talk as well, though. You feel me? It reminds me of some guy that I used to know back in the day. Yeah, bro. He wouldn't even like. He always used to get me into like fights and stuff in the club and all of these places. Yeah, but he can talk himself out of anything. Like he just knows how to get himself in situations and out situations, and then he will know how to get the Mandem in the madness, but then get himself out somehow. Like the talker, like the man. It's mad, but do you know what it is? Yeah, I feel like with Ruben, obviously, I still want to give him some players and whatever, but if we keep it real, it's the same thing we said about Ten Hag. I know Ten Hag didn't have a direct style of play, but we still mentioned the fact that if Ten Hag gets certain players, it might help him and whatever. So I feel like sometimes a part of us is leaning into that same kind of situation. Why are we relying on specific players? So it's a mad situation. If we have to keep it real, be honest with ourselves. Yeah, man.
Speak.
You know. I think obviously, you know what I mean. Like, we say that, and this summer is going to be a big summer, innit? Like for selling players, for bringing in players, and obviously one players that's going to be sold possibly is Bruno Fernandez. You know what, man? Then what are we saying about Bruno Fernandez? Because obviously we've been back and forth. Also, I did say to you, man, you were laughing at me saying, "Yo, 120 million. Al Hilal now looking to maybe go and get spend that sort of money."
I think it's criminal if they don't let him go for anything more than 70 million. I think if you get offered 70 million for Bruno, it's criminal. It's criminal.
70, though, when you deep this, they bidded. Al Nassr bidded 90 million euros, I think it was.
No, that's fine. Listen, I don't mind if they give us 200 million. That's not a problem. But I'm saying to you, if Juventus came in today, if Napoli came in today, if someone came in today and said 70 million for 31-year-old Bruno Fernandes, with all the hype that this new structure's been talking about, we don't want to give players over 30 long-term contracts. He's on 300,000 a week. We don't want players on that type of money. With all the hype that they've said, a 31-year-old Bruno Fernandes on £300,000 a week, and you're building towards a new direction with the club, and you get offered 70 million by a Napoli, by an AC on Atletico, and you turn it down, where are you going then? That's my thing. Where are you going? What's your direction that you're still dependent on this 31-year-old Bruno Fernandes when you're saying you're building for the future? You've just fired a load of staff at United saying you don't have money, you don't have this, you don't have that. You're firing people left, right, and center. You're cutting jobs left, right, and center. You've got someone on 300,000 a week. You've been offered 70 million, for an example, and you say no. Like, come on, bro. You just let him go.
Yeah, but the club, though, the Amrin and the club, it's a test of like.
Listen, Ratcliffe, with everything that Noradin's told us about the club and how they're selling people left, right, and center, there's no way you tell Ratcliffe, I'm giving you a chance to get a 31-year-old on 300,000 a week off the wage bill, and I'm going to give you 120 million, 110. And Ratcliffe's like, oh yeah, the player, brother, you're playing games.
Yeah. Noradin, what you said about the Bruno situation?
First, I'll just go back to the Amarin thing. I don't technically blame Amarin for everything. I think it's a difficult situation that he was put in. They took Anthony and Rashford away from. He agreed to it, whatever. But the thing about him telling us, so what he's doing is that he understands the British media. Obviously, he was here. It's like he finished his course, his UEFA B license at Manchester United. So he understood what the media, the pressure that they were putting on the guy he looks up to, which is Jose Mourinho. So when he realized that, he thought, okay, why don't I take the power away from how the man are going to attack me when I come out and just be transparent. And they'll come out and say this is the worst season because some journalist was going to write that headline. So he might as well give it to them. And that's why he came out in an interview and he said, because I watched some of his interviews, my guy's done more interviews than Manchester United have got goals. And the reason why we're struggling, the reason why we're that bad, because we don't score goals. And I can't just put that down to Amorim. I can't. Since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United have struggled to score goals. Before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the only team where we banged goals to a reasonable, right, was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign. Before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we would struggle with goals. David Moyes, we struggled with goals. Ten Hag, we struggled with goals. So I don't really put it all down to him. But what he's doing is taking away the media's biggest weapons and his critics' biggest weapons and coming clean. So what you're doing is that fire, you're putting the fire out because you're coming out of your words and they're writing your words. And then because we've been used to managers, coaches gaslighting us, coming out, well, we played well today when we were being bopped around that football pitch. He comes out and says, actually, we weren't that great. I'm not that great. I'm the blame. So that's what he's doing. In terms of Bruno Fernandez, I said it and I say it again. Like, it's only because in the last 3 months he's found form. Now, he's the saviour of Manchester United. He's the greatest player. He's better than George Best and Bobby Charlton. Right. Forget the 90s team. Forget those two. He's better than everybody. He's the greatest player to ever play for Manchester United. At this rate, you see some of the fan base are gassing him. You might as well give him the Ballon d'Or. Now it's over. That conversation's done. You might as well hand the Ballon d'Or to Bruno Fernandes because he's found form in 3 months. 3 months ago, Saeed, majority of the fan base would have given him 20, 30 million. We'll see you later, right? And a lot of people are gassing him now, right? With the GA, what I call the GA brigade, isn't it? The GA. Like, that's the worst that to ever happen in football in terms of what the stats are, because he doesn't actually tell you if there's a one-on-one, if he cleared the ball and crossed it to somebody there and the person had like 2 minutes to finish. So at the end of the day, for me, I agree with Musa. Anything over 70, it's been a pleasure. Tara. But the biggest thing for me, the people who do not want to sell him, because they don't trust Ineos. We've been here before. We've been here with Glazers before, where we sold Ronaldo for 80 million. That was a world record transfer at that time. And we bought Obertan, Michael Owen, and Antonio Valencia. I'll never forget that because I'm like, we're getting 80 million. Go on, Fergie could have signed 3 top players in Europe by that time. And we got Obertan, Owen on a free, broken Michael Owen, and Antonio Valencia. So to me, majority of the people I'm speaking to and the ones who are online, they're saying, yeah, they'll sell him for whatever it is, 70 or 90 million or whatever, 100 million. But as that money be going to be spent, if you guarantee, and I said to them, what about if you guarantee we're going to buy 5 players? Of course it does. Saeed, and everybody knows here, Liverpool did that thing. They sold Ken Dodd, Mr. Vampire. You know what I mean? I'll bite you, Mr. Bitey. They sold him, right?
Coutinho.
And then they sold Coutinho, and they bought world-class goalkeeper, a world-class centre-back, and then when I got Mane and Sané. So at the end of the day, it can be done. You can restructure your football team. And majority of these, the GA brigade, they're all about, I'm like, I swear to God, you would never think that there was football before Bruno Fernandes. You would think that there was football before Bruno Fernandes, because all this GA business is just ridiculous. And I'm saying, instead of playing through one player, get 5 or 6 players you play through, like the top teams. Like last night, the classic example is last night. We know the only midfielder that's bopping there is Barella. But you can put Mkhitaryan when you've got DeMarcus. You can put Mkhitaryan when you've got somebody holding up the ball like Thuram. You can put the other midfielders in there when your right side is sorted. When you've got 3 top centre backs that know the system. Everybody, regardless who's on the pitch or who's coming on, everybody knows their job. And that is what we want. Do we want to play through Bruno Fernandes? Before we were playing through Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. Why? Because we're playing hoofball. Those two were connecting on a hoofball and just counter-attacking. So at this moment in time, for me, go and get 5 or 6 players. For me, the money's there. You buy Cunha, You go and get Jerky. You go and get even that Lee Kang kid. I would go and get players who can all play and change the front three. Completely change the front three.
You change your whole dynamic.
That's what I would do. That is what I would do. And then go and get a proper wing back, people that can play the wing back position. And I'm sorry to say, all these, I can't even say, I don't know what they are. This Bruno football Fernandes, it's like he's the football now for Manchester United. And what do I always tell you lot? United always love a saviour. They always love a scapegoat, but they love a saviour more. And now they're telling me a 31-year-old, he's going to be 31 next in 3 cups. In August, 3 months' time, 3.5 months' time. I know his birthday, Saeed. Probably tell me. And they're telling on 350 fucking grand, they want to keep him. How many more years has he got left? The way he plays specifically. Well, and you know when you burn yourself out, you know that we all know the drop comes, and when it comes fast. It comes
especially
to
the way
life.
Bruno plays. He don't get injured.
He don't live. It comes to you. He might get one big injury and see you later.
That's it, yeah.
But what the thing is though, the question is though, you know, when people say, "Oh, what's life without Bruno Fernandes?" That is a big question within this Man United fan base. You know, like
we know what it was before. We know what life was before. It was Herrera, Matic, and Pogba. We know what was going on.
It was fine.
It was fine. We know what was going on.
Musa, that question is only valid because we don't replace our profiles correctly. That's it.
That's the problem.
If he goes and we start filling in all the other pieces of the puzzle, we are fine. The problem is,
you know what's
become too reliant on players, and when that's
shout
it. When they're gone, we're done.
Big up to Gal's
crew. And what's mad now? Bruno's not even a 10 no more. So replacing Bruno is trying to replace a 6. When it's not even a 10 situation, because next season, does anyone see Bruno playing in a 10?
No, I think he's gonna go back into the midfield.
So if he goes back into the midfield, replacing Bruno,
also why I think I'd keep him, because I think it's
replacing Bruno,
Casemiro probably don't that's up in the air. Ericsson, Agati's not. He's okay for some games and not great for some games. You want to be dominant front foot, but I think Bruno could be fine for a year here. Midfield.
Bruno Fernandez cannot. Like, all due respect,
like, he's 31. He will still get the same offer next year in 12 months.
He can't receive the ball and he's back to goal. He cannot receive the ball on a half turn. He can't play the number 10 in his system. The only play he can play is number 8, and he's weak. In that number 8, he's weak. We get bullied. He's weak. Because Ugarte pushes up and does the high pressing number 8. He's hunting the ball down. And then when we go back, it's all over. Unless
I'm not Bruno's biggest fan, Nuruddin, but I'm not accepting less than 100 million. Simple.
That's what I said.
So when you're telling me,
I'm happy to. I know people.
I don't know what you. I swear, I don't know what. I don't know what they're putting in the water. There's something that about Manchester United Kool-Aid, innit? And I don't know what majority of Manchester United.
You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Sometimes it's not about like you want him to go, so you're happy to accept 70 million. I don't think Jack Grealish is a £100 million player, but what Aston Villa valued him at is why they got their 100 million. Manchester United.
I can see Bruno holding bench next season.
But the way Man United are right now, we rely a lot, unfortunately.
That's this season. But if you get the players in that everyone's talked about, if we get the players in that everyone's talked about,
anything over 100,
all of these are type of players, I can see Bruno holding bench. If the players kick on,
he's not going to bench him. He's captain.
He'll play midfield.
That's what I'm saying. You know what it is? You're always captain until you become the liability. Remember, I told you Bruno's not far away from dropping off form because of his age and becoming a liability in that team. The only reason Bruno's not a liability in this team yet, Mandem, is because everything hasn't clicked in. The reason Bruno's not a liability is because a lot of players have not stepped to the forefront. But if you get at least 8 other players playing to the standard of an Ahmad, Bruno starts becoming a liability.
Yeah, but Musa, cool. If that means we've got players performing and outplaying him, and he gets out the side, then cool. That's what happens.
It's not cool having someone on the bench here that's 31 years old, if he 300,000 that you could have got 70 to 80 million for.
Musa, if he plays himself out the side, cool, he's captain. If that's what happens, that's what happens. That's football. But at the end of the day, right now, we've got other fires that we need to put out and get players in. Cunha and Mbeumo.
You know what I want to Bruno?
Look at him, Musa. Cunha and Mbeumo are 2 players we were talking about just before you came on. They allow us to play a front 2 at times, a 3-4-3. They've got variety. They've got variation in their game. Bruno can then drop back. whether Bruno stays or goes, them two players are two players that we've been reliably linked to. They help improve us. Bruno could go back into midfield and help resolve a problem or be part of a solution. Not saying he is the solution, but part of a solution with one more other midfielder that might come in and be cool for a year. You said he's 31.
He's on 350, bro. He's on 350, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's on 350.
They were saying
we're talking like we can't get that offer in a year's time.
I know,
no,
but
they're
saying Casemiro should get moved on, yeah, because of the salary that he's on, yeah. And Casemiro has been so important for us, and Casemiro has done way more in football than Bruno. So
yeah,
it's one of them things where, for me, he's a better leader. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would, if I had to choose between the two players to get rid of, I'm not getting rid of Casemiro.
Not with Champions League coming.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of Casemiro.
Not with Champions League experience. Champions League experience, and we're going into the Champions League with a long
every day of the week, bro. You know what? You say that, yeah, but bro, if it wasn't for Casemiro, blood, what final are we?
I agree. People don't realize the importance.
This is the problem.
I respect Casemiro, but
on top of that,
everyone's talking about Bruno because he took the penalty, but Cas won it.
But even on top of that, see this Bruno stuff, him being the captain, he's captained us to what position in the league? Where are we?
Like, I hear it, but
how can you listen? They should be listening.
Wait, guys. No, we have to be fair though. It's not just on Bruno to get us.
No, but what I'm trying to say to this is, no,
you can't.
I back Bruno, but you have to think about it. Anyone over the age of like 28, 29, 30 in this team, and we're finishing 14th, should not be someone that we can't sell. There shouldn't be anyone towards the end of their career.
And it shouldn't be someone that we're talking about building a team around. We've built a team around this guy for the last 4 years, and it hasn't paid dividends.
Yeah, me and Saeed are not saying don't sell him. We're saying pay 100 M's or more.
Oh, that's cool now, but you're saying nothing less though. You're saying if someone came in, I'm saying if Napoli came in this summer, if European teams here, United are ready to sell. Some European teams might try their luck, and say, okay, let's come in.
European teams, I wouldn't mind the 80 million around there. What you're saying, Musa, but because it's Al Hilal, I want more. That's why.
I know you can get. 100.
That's why I'm saying.
What's their first bid? What's their first bid? They're talking about.
They want to break the British record or whatever it is.
120.
115. Casemiro
was 100. If we can get 120 mil, bro,
let's take it. What I'm saying is, don't make them offer it to you, and you're out there thinking you're too nice. Woman and Arwen. You know what I mean? Don't go like, you know when a man says, right, you want to
hear that though?
Nah, I'm cool.
I said, I'll let you know when that. Nah, brother, no. Come on, bro, take the money. You know them way there, take the money, bro.
Take the money, bro.
Brother, that's double what we paid for him, you know.
Yeah, 120 plus. I'm talking at the table, but I just think I've got to be real. Like I'm not gonna do this Bruno bashing thing. I think he has actually been. This has probably been. I put a tweet out. It's been his most mature season in terms of performances.
He's not giving the ball away.
In the last 3 months, bro. But
well, you know what? And you know what, Rams? If it's 3 months and then it continues on into next season,
it's really
31 and being mature. Cool, but we've got so much other problems to sort out that, like, I think the Bruno bashing. I get it. He's not the most.
I'm not bashing him. I'm not bashing him.
60 million is 60, 70. Come on, man.
What I want to say though, Tyrone. I think this will be a big statement for Man United in terms of the recruitment team of like where they're trying to go now. If they sell Bruno, right, and then they bring in a Cunha, they bring in an
We're gonna do that anyway.
No, but you listen. You don't know. I think even stylistically, what you're trying to do as well, the fact that you're not putting your team based on Bruno, and then you're asking for Bruno to be hero all the time, and then you've got a front four that Nordin says. They're all equally sharing the goals.
Can't keep relying on Bruno, man. You
haven't got the idea of you're relying on him.
And
then you've accepted that bid at 31. You're like, cool. He's not going to be the best days behind him. Cool. Let's just sell him on now and let's get the money while we can right now. 120 or 100. Are you mad?
Yeah, 120. Bro, I said that.
No, but Ty, the way I'll put it, is that you said we're going to do that anyway. But if we bring in a striker and 2 10s, what profile does Bruno fit in that double pivot, that we can't replace with a much better version? What profile? What does he do well in that double pivot that we can't replace?
I believe in that deeper role, he's definitely much more. He's replaceable. Yeah,
exactly. But that's his role in this team.
whether the club will go out and get the person.
But that's the role in that's his role in this team. So I'm saying, yeah, based on the system, if we were playing a free in midfield and we could give Bruno the free role to just run around and do the chaos thing, that's fine. But we're not playing that system now, and he's not a defined 10 and he's not a defined 6. And even in the 8 position, I don't think he's got the discipline to play the 8 the way it needs to be played in this system, because you have to, when Ugarte goes, you have to stay. That you have to be smart, bro. Like, he doesn't have the discipline off the ball, and he's a liability.
Okay, man, let me ask you something, bro. Would you take 70 million right now, and then the club go and say to you they're gonna spend that 70 million and bring in Adam Wharton? Would you say yeah?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, of course.
I absolutely would. And not only just that, it's not just the 70 million, it's his salary of 350 grand that's coming off the book. So we can spend more than 70 million, bro. And this is why I say getting Rashford's money off the books, getting Anthony's money off the books, plus their transfer fee, plus Bruno's. Like, bro, there's a lot of money to play with, my brother. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of money to play with. Bruno is not irreplaceable. They're talking about Bruno like he's Lamine Yamal, bro. Like, he's not Lamine Yamal.
I just want the right money.
He's just saving Amrin his job.
Because, bro, the only thing people talk about with Bruno, is his GA. But, brother, if we've got Cunha and then Mbeumo in the team and a striker, we don't need your goals no more.
Brother, this GA stuff, I keep on telling you, when I look at the league and I see where we're sitting, I don't want to hear no GA stuff, brother. Like, where has that got us?
Yeah.
Where's the GA stuff got us?
The counter argument to that is, though, and this devil's advocate, without Bruno's GA, where would Man United be?
Someone else will score, bro. That's how football works.
Nowhere.
Hey, do you know where we would be? Where we are right now.
That's what I was saying. That's what I say.
But the wickedest thing is, we scored 3 goals against Brentford. He was an unused sub, so it's not like we can't score without him on the pitch.
We can score. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a myth. Like, what? We can't score.
It is a myth. I've said it before. You know what I mean? And also, again, when we talk about accountability, we then have to see what the manager's solutions are. You know, what does he do to counteract that? Oh, we haven't got Bruno today or whatever. How can we now make our team score more goals, create more chances? You know,
no one's saying Bruno. Like, my thing is this: everyone's saying Bruno has a job to do in a poor United side that we are. If someone comes in and says a cheeky 25 million, 30 million, we say, we're going to keep it. We're talking about 70 plus million for Bruno Fernandez, who is 31 years old, on 350k a week. A player that at the start of the season, everybody said they would drive him to the airport for free to just get him out of the club. All of a sudden, someone offers you like, 100 million pounds for Bruno Fernandez, and you start thinking you've got the choices now. You know what I'm saying? This is the Mandem that's on Mooley's. You take them to the big restaurant. They got choices now. They're moving different. They're not ordering the standard meal. They want to go for the best of the best. I'm like, calm down, Mandem. Just, you're out of the scenes. Someone, like, for me right now, if Napoli, I'm taking 50 M's for Bruno. 50.
Wow.
Like, I'm not playing games.
Yeah, Musa, do you know what it is? Yeah, I think it's only right. Do you know what it is, like, because I think we have to bring some context into it. Because me personally, I appreciate what Bruno's done for us in the last couple of months or whatever. So I think he's only replaceable if we're going to replace him, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we don't fit the right profiles again and we just selling for the peas and we're not going for the right players, that's when it's going to look stupid. But Bruno has done a lot for us. When you talk about where we will be worse. We'll probably be in relegation if we didn't have Bruno's goals. But the problem is we're relying on that. That's where the issue is, because people seem to think that we're not appreciating what he's done and whatever. I think we appreciate what he's done, but at the same time, you have to strike it when it's hot. We make that mistake. Fergie used to do it all the time. Fergie used to sell the players when we think, no, we can get 1 more year, 2 more years. So we need to be smart when we're moving players on, but we need to be smart and move the right players in as well.
I can get like Cunha in a 10 and Cherky in a 10 for Bruno money at 31 years old. Yeah. Are you mad? Like, ballers that keep the ball. Like, I just don't get it.
We're also going to get a new team as well, man. Like, a team that's disciplined on the ball.
And you know what's mad, though, Si, quickly? I feel like the Bruno money, for me, we need an elite striker. Right now, we ain't got the money. Like, we're seeing who we're linked with in terms of replacing players. So we're looking at Delap. We're looking at Cunha. We're looking at getting another midfielder in other positions.
He got 100 million. He could get his Gyökeres if he wanted it.
Like, this is what I'm saying.
I don't want Gyökeres.
But this is what I'm saying. You can really now go out and say, let's go and get Delap and another big boy striker because we need goals. I'll be happy.
That's the problem. We rely on it. So he's got us bare GA, but it's because we're relying on it. All the other players haven't been doing their thing. That's the problem. Man. Yeah, literally.
It's the thing, though. Like, you look at other players that are not relying on GA yet, but you still see their impact to the team. You know what I mean? Like, if I told Lamine Yamal's only got 1 goal since November, you wouldn't believe me, would you? But he has got 1 goal in November. But like, you see his input in the team is ridiculous. Not output. You see the word I've used, input, rather than output, because everyone's looking for what it's going to. Yeah, he's got the assist, but you can still see in the team he's so good. You know what I mean? And that's where I want to be at a club here where we see players, we know they're good, we know they've had a great game. We don't need to look at them and say, "Yo, but he didn't get really a goal and assist, though, man." Who cares, man? He had a good game, and he actually made us better, and he actually created stuff that we didn't see through the stats. You feel me? Like, you know, this is what players used to do back in the day. Iniesta was a perfect example. Iniesta didn't get all of his assists. He didn't get but we knew what Iniesta was about, though. He was a world-class player. So, and that is a test for Amarin as well. Where is he going to go with his team? Like, is he going to persist with Garnacho? Is he going to persist? What's that? Oh, yeah. So, is he going to persist with his team? Like, I need to know where we're going with this team, bro. We need to know, I need to know what sort of players we're going to be recruiting. Like, that is so clear for me, because next season, brother, like, it's long, bro. Like, it's actually long. It really is.
I think Inter showed us yesterday the profile of the players is way more important than the names, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where if Amarin wants to be successful in this system, he needs the right profiles. And unfortunately, we've got loads of players in this team that are in between profiles. Do you know what I mean? Players like Dalot, who is not a wing back in this system. Like, not at all. Like, after watching Dumfries and DeMarco, Dalot is so far away from what's needed in this system, then he has to be a player that you think about moving on, because he doesn't offer anything in this system. So it's either you change the system or you get rid of the player. This in-between bullshit can't run, bro. You can't run, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem with what we have at the moment. I think Bruno's a player that's in between profiles. He's not a 10 in this system, but he's not an 8 in this system, and he's not a 6 in this system. He's a player that's a little bit of everything, but not enough of anything that you can't replace him. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. So when I look at these players, there's too many of these men that are in between and they're teetering on. Same with Garnacho. If you're not going to use him as a wing back, he don't have a position in this system, bro, because he's not a 10. He can't play in between the lines. He can't play on the half 10. He can't play in the pitch. He has to be on the touchline, which means we're inverting our wing backs, which is stupid. So, like, there's them kind of players there that don't have a home. We need to let them go, bro. Like, this is the reality, bro. Like, if these guys can't fit, at least if they can't excel in one position, they have to be multifunctional, like a Xerxes. You can play in the 9 and the 10, because then you've paid your rent. You've justified being in the squad because you're multifunctional. If you're a guy that doesn't fit in anywhere, not even in one position, bro, we need to move you on. You're the first guys that need to be moved on.
Yeah,
first guys.
Yeah, like the thing is, though, like, obviously we've been always operating players first, manager second, innit? Yeah, I mean, this is the thing where you then like Inos made their stance clear, innit? They wanted the manager to come in what is it, November he came in, regardless of what the system was. They said, yo, you come in and you make it work with the players we've got in. Obviously, we don't know if Ashworth wanted to stick with a 4-3-3 and whatever, etc., etc. We won't ever know that. But they made that conscious decision because they believed in the manager rather than the players. Because they looked at the players and think, right, they couldn't even hack a 3-1-6, or they couldn't hack this, or they couldn't hack that. Like, what can they really play this way, 3-4-3? And now it's a case of Ineos then have to put all their eggs in one basket into a manager and back him and say, right, cool, we're gonna buy these players in here, but we're also going to sell on these players as well. So if they don't do that, and they still got players like a Garnacho, like even if they said, this season, you know what, we're getting rid of Ogate and we're bringing another player in, that would be a serious intent on, you know what, it hasn't worked out. we're then now moving away from what we do beforehand, where we keep a player for the sake of keeping a player. You can't do that, you know. You really can't. You really can't do that. Absolutely not. So it's a big season, man. It really is. I mean, let's get these super chats in. Big up Abdelaziz says nobody even knows what Amrin ball is, not even Amrin himself. We haven't seen any any kind of clear style. His system has only been proven to be a losing machine, product loss after loss, producing loss after loss. Glasner, Palace, Gasperini, Atalanta, Xabi Alonso, all have better interpretations of this three-back system. Look at the build-up structure, the counter press patterns. Amrin is just coasting. Big up Adam Fahim says Amrin is either stubbornly sticking to his principles or too incompetent to adjust and do anything else. Time will tell. It's not looking too good. Bruno is our Coutinho. Shout out to Adam for this take. Shout out to HKN Music, bro. He says everyone cares about stats with Bruno until you pull out the last loss of possession stats and dribbling stats. United fans are holding this club back. Bruno is an average midfielder who has been given the freedom to do what he wants on the pitch. Mandy, big up to Mandy this afternoon, guys. Can each of you name one player that you would replace Bruno with that will give you the same GA and available, Cunha, etc.? I mean, listen, you might not get the same amount of GA, but you're still going to get enough GA. I want it to be spread around anyway. I wouldn't want one player.
Brother, I don't want my midfielder on penalties. So it's one of them ones. Man can do the GA thing till the cows come home, mate. You know them ones there. Take my man off penalties, yeah. The GA ain't looking the same, bruv.
Bring in Cunha. Ahmad starting week in, week out replaces that anyways.
But that's what I mean. You bring in Cunha, yeah, and you bring in another right 10, whether it's Cherky or whether it's Mbuemo, yeah. Plus Ahmad's going to get goals. The striker's going to get goals. We just need a left wing back that's going to get goals. And we're cool. Like, brother, like, man, bruv, I never think about replacing goals with a midfielder, bro. You're not in the team to score goals.
Facts.
People make it sound like without Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United are not capable of playing football. Period. They act like Bruno's the number one player who he's the manager, captain, he's everything basically. He's everything, and it shows. I'm sorry, I hate to do this, but I find it hard to find words. But the only way I can say it is people who say that. Where would we get his GA from? They do not understand football. And I understand this is an opinion-based platform and whatever, but when you get to this type of conversation, certain people have to be eradicated from giving an opinion. I'm really sorry. For you to say, take Bruno out, put another player, and him to give the same exact goals and assists, it tells me that you do not have the neurons to understand football, and thus you should remove yourself. And you should go over to channels that allow you to have such gargantual opinions, because this is not your.
That's a gargantual,
yeah. This is just diabolical. is abysmal. I don't know what other words there is. Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. You take away Bruno Fernandes, you put in one or two different players that can play the same type of position. One can be on rotation, and they help the team get in better situations to create chances to score goals. That is the point of this football. That's why you play football, to create chances, and then you score a goal. The fact that you want to replace one player with another exact carbon copy, you basically want the carbon copy back. You want the hoofball back. You want his antics back. And the fact that you say, where will we get his availability? Well, what availability did Ahmad have at one point when he was our top scorer? Remember, like, he was in and out the team. Man, he's not had huge run of games. His positions were in wing back, not even as a striker or an attacker. His position was wing back. What GA did you need when Garnacho was playing left in and was missing for God knows how many games, like months he went missing for? What GA did you need when Højlund went missing for months and months and months? So if you add different qualities to the team, you're going to add layers of chance creation to your team as well. Different players are going to be able to create chances. The reason why we are so reliant on Bruno is because we don't create competent enough chances. And I'm really not sorry that if it comes across disrespectful to you, that you are not capable of understanding these sorts of takes.
Yeah, but also he's on every set piece. He's on free kicks. He's on free kicks, corners, and penalties. And Like, bro, if you're on all of those things, yeah, you're gonna have inflated.
You're gonna have assistant goals.
They don't understand, yeah. Ericsson has played less games and has more direct free kick goals from Premier League than Bruno Fernandez, who takes every set piece under the sun. Like, what kind of mad shit is this? And I'm having to sit there. Like, I decline to accept these type of opinions. Like, I reject, I rebuke, bro. I rebuke, bro. This should be not allowed. That super chat, I'm really sorry that you wasted your money, bro. You should have not wasted your money, and you should have just commented like a normal person, and it would have just flew like on the chat. So we would have just ignored it.
No, you're taking the piss.
That's just,
you know what? No, I hear you, Faz. You know what as well, though? I think it comes down to the overall mindset of our fan base, to be honest with you.
But what GA did we consider when Ronnie outscored Harry Kane in the league, bro?
No, facts.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get your point.
It's just like, would we not
consider?
Let me come in one second.
When Scott McTominay and Casemiro were our top goal scorers, G.
Yeah, exactly.
Would we not all agree that Ruud van Nistelrooy is not? Would we not all agree?
Don't speak too loud about McTominay.
Ruud van Nistelrooy is not one of Manchester United's most prolific strikers. When Man United got rid of Ruud van Nistelrooy, what happened? Did they not go on to win 3 Premier Leagues in a row? With probably the most fluent front 3 strike force that we've seen. So it's just about,
Champions League.
And the Champions League as well.
This mentality is the reason why the club is where it's at. The fact that people cannot comprehend to entertain a conversation of selling a 30-year-old, for 100 million. The fact that you cannot even allowed to process that is mad. It's actually on 350 grand. The same reason why, the entire fan base came into a meltdown when Andre Onana's his ass was in the net in the first game after he was shouting at Maguire. This is the same reason, because the fans said, "Oh, David is on too much money. David is this. David is that. We can't let we were all Mr. Unqualified. We were all Mr. Unqualified, and we decided it was good to part ways with De Gea. And look at where we are now, bro. Look at where we are. My man's made more mistakes than David made in a decade.
Yeah, we just get rid of him as well.
This same fan base will sit here next season, and I promise you, this same chat will turn around and say, we will drive Bruno to the airport. We will do, whatever we can. They will say the next shiny thing in 6 months, because in 6 months, there'll be a new player. They will see the next shiny thing, said, oh, this will be better than Bruno Fernandes. Let's go and get this guy. Let's go.
I told you what these men are. These men are the man there. You offer them a food or a drink, they say no. When it's gone, they're like, I should have had that, I should have had that. It's gone now, bro. It's
I shouted you. I shouted to come round.
Nah. See what it is for me, yeah? Yeah, they're the kind of man that will swap Obrigado for Puta in about 2 minutes. I hear it, man. But see what it is for me. It just reflects the mindset of the fan base, really, because everybody's held on to individuals bailing us out and heroes in the club, and it's time to move on, guys. It's a system game. We're way behind. Like, look, we're watching everybody in the league go ahead of us. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, when you're watching live.
15th.
Do you know what we're doing? We're still spitting on the Esky rhythm. Do you know them old school? What was that? What was that producer back in the day? Who was the producer? Was it Snow or whatever? Can you remember that Snow rhythm or whatever? We're still spitting on that in 20. It's like, fam, move on, fam. Move it on.
Yeah, even Onana, man. Apparently, his agent's looking to say, "Yo, listen, I'm looking to go out as well, man."
Yeah, he's heard the noise, blood. He knows he's.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Rance. Yeah, he's probably heard that we're looking at other goalkeepers and that.
But it was originally because Andre didn't want 25% wage reduction. Remember? That was the original thing. So originally, he signed a new agent, and people miss these little news that come about players. My man cost us Champions League, a season ago. Now he don't come off his line. He sticks to his line, like he's locked up in a cell. He don't come outside. He's on 24-hour bang up. And now he signed a new agent to come and renegotiate because he don't want 25% reduction. And players are allowed to renegotiate their contracts if we miss out on Europa, by the way, or Europe football. But that just tells you, innit, where the club is. And Manchester United should be in a position to say, you know what, allow it, get off. Get off.
This is the worst.
You saw Inter Milan's keeper yesterday. Get off, bro. We don't need you no more.
Brother, this is the worst era to play for us, man. Like you wanna be somewhere so much, you can't wait to get there. But when you get there, all of a sudden it's dead. No one's about. That's Man United. There's no way in this era I'm choosing Man United. Yeah, and flipping 100 grand a week over Saudi's 1.5. There's no way, brother. Take me to Saudi. I ain't got, because nothing's going on for us.
Nothing's really going to be happening. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You could do what Oscar and them man did. Go to China for a couple of years, come back and realize they were.
I saw them man there lifting a trophy. Who lifted that trophy in Saudi the other day? My man,
Ivan Toney.
Tony. Yeah, I saw Tony lifting trophies on big money. So what? Oh, come to United and what? And just be in this dogfight. Yeah. Are you serious?
The prime example is John Duran, isn't it? John Duran is the prime example. Yeah. He's 21 years old. He's going making the big bucks. He's going to come back to the Prem soon enough.
Yeah. What you're saying, Muso? This is like oil rig FC, innit? You know, you just work on an oil rig getting bread, but it's just nothing going on. It's dead. It's dead out there. It's just dead.
Yeah, nothing's happening for us. Like, listen, this is the worst era to be playing for Man United. There's nothing going on. If you think about
the thing is, even the opinion that if we win the Europa League, it's because of Bruno Fernandes. He carried us. So how did we win the Europa League when Mourinho in 16 season when we won it then? How did who was the legend? Who was the best signing since Cantona then? Because now Bruno's the best signing since Cantona and helping us win Europa League. So who was it them times? Luke Shaw?
They don't want to give Pogba his credit because Pogba was the best player in that competition that year, bro.
Yeah, him and Mkhitaryan were quality that year.
Yeah, Mkhitaryan was cooking still at that time.
There's nothing wrong in saying Bruno's had a good enough personal season in terms of what he's done for the club, but there is no denying what he has.
3 months, you mean? 3 months.
Listen, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes you have to go with their opinion just so they can understand the information. Even if you say Bruno Fernandes has had a decent season, you still have to ask yourself, well, where did that lead the team? How did it affect the team based on his output, based on what he brought to the table? Did other players improve their output as well? Did another player get 5 extra goals because of how Bruno performed? No. This is what you gotta. Did another player get 5 extra assists because of how Bruno performed? Did we concede 10 less goals because of how Bruno held the ball? Did we stay further up the pitch for longer in the season because Bruno played?
Yeah, but Faz, look at this as well. Yeah, Faz, he's a captain. Yeah, does the team since he's been here for the last couple of seasons, is the confidence gone up of the team, or is it continue to decline?
It's decreased.
And he's the captain.
Well, there we go. By the way, Dembele's on the bench apparently.
Yeah. By the way, yeah. Just to say, who would you rather play in the final? By the way, Mandem, Tottenham or Bodo Glimt?
Tottenham. Because they don't win finals anyways. They're bottle jobs.
If we were to lose, it will be.
Why? What? You nervous, Saeed, about Tottenham?
No, I'm just asking a question. I think for me, they've got Maddison out, man. Maddison always kills us, man. Madison,
you know what it is though. Tottenham, bro. I know they don't play good in finals, but United, you'd be surprised the teams that can cause us upset, bro. I swear down.
Tottenham have our number, this season. And I can say, Tottenham have our number this season, bro. Since 2022.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, for real. That's mad.
The Spurs have got a number, mate. They got a number, but I think that our players lock in more against Tottenham than
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
You know, I hear it. I'm not going to lie though. Let me just say that if Bodo get a goal in that first half, it's long. It's not over, you know.
Spurs are crumbling if they concede the first goal. Bro, they could first half. They're crumbling, mate.
Yeah, for me, it's about who wouldn't I want to lose the final to. That's why I don't play.
Oh, no, if we lose to Spurs in the final, it's wraps. Oh, no,
I can lose to that Bordeaux or whatever, but I can't lose to Spurs.
Them getting a title on our name. Embarrassing.
And you know what type of black magic is going on at Old Trafford already. It's all mad for us right now, man. Yeah. The stats are mad.
Bilbao don't play the type of football to score 3 goals where they can keep a clean sheet.
They're not a very good goal scoring team.
They're not a very good. They don't go and look at their away record. They don't score a lot of goals. 1-2 goal, 1-2 goal, like that. They don't.
And with their key, couple of their key men out.
Yeah.
With Onana's against us.
Listen. Hey, I watched Leon score 4 goals in front of my eyes.
There's no excuse.
Leon is different.
No excuse.
Leon is different.
You know why it's not different though? You know it's different. Amarin said something that I agree with him. There's one thing that Amarin said that I agree with him, which is there's one thing that's out of our like what we can't do nothing about is if Man United get a red card in the first 15 minutes.
Oi, yeah, that's a bit techie. Yeah,
it's the way they got a red card, and no one thought it could happen.
Yeah, it's techie.
You see our Mandem, sometimes they move a bit mad as well. If we get a red card and they score, it's all.
Oh, bro, don't even.
Yeah, but they never thought it would happen to them. Do you think that they thought what happened to them at their home ground could have happened? It's the same way we're going in there thinking it can't happen, but we know that our players can get red cards. Anyone can get it.
We just got to go. Do you know what? We want to go there tomorrow and just score the first goal. Don't give them a slip. Get the first goal. Get the first goal. Play it like it's like I actually thought the Lyon game could be a blessing. Just don't take nothing for granted. Go there, get the first goal, wrap it up, seal the deal. Job done. Let's go to the final where we've already packed up Athletic Bilbao. So psychologically, I'm very superstitious anyway, but psychologically, we get to the San Mamés 2 weeks. The final's 2 weeks today. 2 weeks today. Quick comes quick. We've already played there. We've already smelt the food in the kitchen. We can beat these teams, man. There's no excuses. Run me the trophy, man. Run me the trophy.
I hate the fact that we got to play Premier League games in between, man. Like it's just jarring, bro. Like,
no, but do we ever play good when we rested though? Do we ever, when you think about it, do we actually play good when our players have rested? We don't really always play good anyway.
But it's just, I just don't want to see this team play any Premier League football, man. Honestly,
yeah, but Saeed, imagine you rest players, yeah? Imagine you rest players, he plays a rubbish team, and then we get beat by Chelsea, and then we don't win the final, and then...
Wait, is that who it is? Is it Chelsea? It's Chelsea before the final on Friday night?
West Ham this weekend. Yeah. Then
when's our next win? Where's our next win in the Prem, man? Then? Who are we going to win against?
There's no next win, man. Shout out to Adam. There's no next win.
West Ham got relegated. West Ham got relegated with 38 points, brother. When they got relegated, they had like.
We got to be a win somewhere, man.
We got 39. Wait, let me see these dates.
They're bad, yeah, but they'll stink out a draw.
There's a season that we could have got relegated.
Wan-Bissaka's back, by the way. Wan-Bissaka's back at Old Trafford, man. You know what I mean? This is going to be there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wan-Bissaka would have been doing all right. Bro, swear down, Wan-Bissaka's better going forward than Dalot, bro. Don't at me, bro.
Yeah. What about this Arsenal game, man? Can Arsenal get a goal and start an upset?
We've got Villa as well.
They're not confident, man. They're all inside fans. They're all hiding.
PSG haven't lost at home all season.
Have you noticed, by the way, that ever since that 1-0 loss, Arsenal fans have just like calmed down quite a bit.
Just gone. Just disappeared.
They're not confident. They're not using confidence.
I need to wake some of them up right now.
Yeah,
After the Real Madrid game, they were like, yo, one hand on the final, Champions League. They were telling me, like, yo, you better win the Europa League, this, that. They're all quiet, man. They're silent. If you just look past the teams, it's only one goal. Mad things happen in football, right?
Listen. It's I Am Legend settings. In the daytime, there's no one about. That's Arsenal right now. There's no one about right now. But if they win tonight, you're going to hear them in it. Do you know what I mean? But you know what? They have to win it this year because I've never seen a run this easy in the Champions League for them. So they got to win it this year.
Yeah, they have to. They have to win it, bro. But for us, you know what I love, I love the fact that we're in a position now where we could just chill, and we could just win this Europa League.
What do you mean we can just chill?
You're that confident, Saeed. Saeed's confident, Nura didn't speak to him, man.
Yeah. And I'm ready for these Arsenal fans, bro. I'm ready for these Arsenal fans but the amount of shit that they've been giving us, bro, Mandem. But we can still win a trophy, And even though we're not going to say this is whatever, but we can be shameless to these men and say, yo, listen, where's your trophy this year again? Like, you're going places, but where's your trophy? This is why it's so important to win this competition, man. Because then we can say, yo, we are here.
The Mandem are talking greasy, man. We got to win, bro.
No, bro, it don't matter. I'm not being serious, man. Bro,
let's win it first.
We need to ask Saeed. Is this a dance with the flag settings?
Let me just say this. If we get to the final of the Europa League and they get punched up by PSG, they still can't talk to us because we got to. Because guess what? We had an extra flight in Europe. We have an extra Booking.com reservation. We have an extra Airbnb. They got fuck all. They don't. They do not. They cannot. They do not have no European heritage. Do you know what I'm saying? So they cannot come outside and say nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if we win the Europa League, let me tell you this: if we win the Europa League and they obviously don't win the Champions League, they can never, ever say nothing to us. And matter of fact, anybody anybody. Do you know what I'm saying?
Especially if Spurs get through, because if Spurs get through and they beat us, they still can't talk because Spurs is going to be on their
exactly. They can't talk to the Spurs.
They can't talk.
Adam, what are you saying about this Bruno thing?
Yeah, this is why I wanted to join, man. Just get rid of him.
Wait, what's the lowest you're taking? Because I know you're not a fan.
Since it's Saudi, 60, but if it wasn't Saudi, 35, 30.
Do you know what it is, Mandem, though? I want to make it clear, though. I appreciate Bruno. Like, I appreciate Bruno.
Yeah,
but the problem is, I think, no, but Faz, let's be real, yeah? The problem is only the fact of how we replace him. That's what it is. We still need to appreciate what he's done and where we could be if he wasn't here. But it's not his fault that everything goes. It's not his fault.
I don't necessarily think we'd be much lower if he was here.
Nah, bro. You lot, yeah. Let's be.
I don't necessarily think.
Leon, think logically, yeah. If the fact this team relies on him is the problem, innit? But at the same time, it doesn't take away from the fact that he's done what he's done. That's my whole point.
Yeah, but if there was an industrial player,
one player can't win the league. One player doesn't win the league.
That's what we're saying. One player
doesn't get you top four.
Let me come in.
You get what I mean?
Let me come in. So if there was an industrial player that played better for the team in the middle of the engine room, you don't think we could be a couple of places higher?
Of course we can. That's if we do get the right profiles. But at this current time, we play through him. Is my whole point. I'm not trying to say that I'm happy for him to go and then we bring in loads of players. Of course, I want to play better as a team. I want my left and right wing backs to score. I want my 10s to score. I want my strikers to score. I want my midfielders to chip in here and there. But the print is how we're saying it. I think we still need to, because when you don't like someone like Bruno, I get it. I hear it. But it's not his fault at the same time, and he's still done what he's needed to do, relying on him. It's not his fault we rely on him.
He's part to blame.
It's the board and the Inos' fault that we rely on him.
He's part to blame.
It's our recruitment. It's our recruitment why we rely on him. Do you know what I mean?
Fault, but it's the manager's fault for always
for playing him.
Yeah. So that's what it is for me. I'm happy him going. I'm happy us getting loads of ballers. But at the same time, I still appreciate the fact that he's done what he's needed to do. But it's not his fault.
That's the thing. When we
we shouldn't be relying on one player. We shouldn't be.
I don't think we're relying on him, to be honest.
The more we rely on him,
we are.
I think it's the opposite. If we remove him, I think we improve almost overnight. I think that's to me that's as simple as that. The problem is how do we replace Bruno? How do you replace a player that's brought nothing but embarrassment to us in the last 5 years? It's beyond me.
Wow. No, but Adam, that's true, you know. Adam, I'm ready to have the debate. That's true. But at the same time, there's certain goals and certain things that if Bruno didn't do will be finished. I'm telling you, even in the Europa League, we might have been out of the Europa League without Bruno. Not to say he's the be-all or end-all. It's just the facts of the reality, innit? Is what I'm saying.
The thing is, people don't see it the way I see it. And Bruno saves us, but why do we need saving in the first place?
Yeah, there you go.
I agree with that. I said this week, we had Ragnick come in as an interim manager. He basically created an entire school of thought when it comes to football. Ragnick basically invented running, and he couldn't get a pass for none of these players. We had Ten Hag, who's a little man, who's a bum. But Ten Hag, as terrible as he is, can coach a team to play a certain way. Amorim did it in the past. We cannot ever have an identity every time Bruno plays. And it's not really a surprise to me that for the few games he doesn't play, we actually stretch the pitch more. We actually start making passes. It's not, the quality is not there, but if you remove Bruno out of the team, you start looking like a team. And then
I agree with that.
It's easier to improve after that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with
that. Bruno, he's scandalous.
Everything is
I'm with Rhino I have liked Bruno's time at Man United, but I don't think I need more than 50 million to replace him. I think that I just think if Bruno's a 10, give me 25 million, I'll go and get Cherky and I've replaced Bruno. That's me if he's a 10. If you're telling me he's a 10, I'll go and get Cherky for 25.
With his baggage and what he can bring for other teams,
overall,
even though we don't rate him, then you've got to be still objective about players in it. You feel me? That's why I believe in. Yeah, cool. I don't rate. Hold on a minute. That's why I believe that I don't rate certain players. But you know what? I want Rashford 40 million. You know, you before Musa, you were talking about Anthony. You know what? At the start,
50 million.
I was thinking 25, 30. I'm thinking 40, 50 million because I'm like, yo. Man, see what
Anthony back. You need to bring Anthony back. If you're a manager, and you can't get Anthony to work, then you're not a coach. There's something wrong with you. If you can't get Anthony to work,
as soon as Musa seen that first goal, as soon as Musa seen that first goal.
But I got to give it to Musa though. Musa was the only one that was rating Anthony like that.
I was defending him.
Not as bad as people made
him, but I was defending him.
Give it to Musa, but I will say
not as bad as what people think. You see, Anthony is a combinations player, and we had no one with him to play combinations with.
I'm not having this Anthony thing.
Him and
I'm
Ahmad.
not having it. No.
So he wasn't cooking with Ahmad. Rhino.
Because when I was defending Anthony a while back, Leon, you're part of the problem. When I was defending Anthony on Staffy's channel, you lot slaughtered me when I said he needs players around me. You remember them times? Anthony. I agree with you. He needs players around him, but at the same time, bro, Anthony's dead, man.
No, my thing is this.
For what he did for us, it wasn't good.
See me right now. The type of football that I want to play, Anthony fits in that team.
Yeah,
this
that's
is what
true.
I want him. So if you've got a manager that doesn't play that type of football, I'm not really interested. Because for me, the type of football I like to play and the type of systems that I like to see on the pitch, Anthony slots in that easily. And if you're telling me he's not going to be able to do that if he comes back to United, you're already telling me.
But you did mention that the league was better than him. You told the league that he's in is technically better for how he plays, isn't it? So
yeah, but I just feel like.
Are you sure the Premier League thing doesn't count as well? Are you sure?
I think it's our style of play more than anything. But Musa, carry on.
Yeah, I think it's just a style. I think there's other teams in the Premier League that if Anthony would have went to rather than United, he would have had a different trajectory in terms of what he's had at United. For me, we've had too many players coming at United who have not been able to fulfill their potential. And then everyone starts talking about, they're not ready for the Premier League or, there's something wrong with the players. I just feel like the common denominator is Man United. Every time these young players...
You said that about Sancho as well, though.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Yeah, but Sancho's... But that's what I'm saying. 2 months ago, you would agree that it's the Premier League. But that's what I'm saying. But that's recent form, though. I swear that if you ask the same question about Sancho 2 months ago and you ask it now, it's two different answers. Do you know what I mean? So it's
not for me.
If you had to bring back one player, Sancho or Anthony, who you bringing back?
Sancho all day.
Right now.
All day.
For me, right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's Anthony.
I'm bringing Sancho back all day.
I'm bringing Anthony back.
I'm bringing Anthony. You know why? I just had to look.
Sancho in the 10 with Zertsky and somebody else.
Every player that leaves our club.
I'm bringing Anthony back because what you mentioned Sancho with Xerxes up front, and as cool as that sounds, I feel like Anthony has more layers to his game than Sancho does. Sancho's very good and he's a specialist at going forward, attacking the space, dribbling, linking up with players. But you see, Anthony can do a job at wing back as well as a 10 for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I like about Anthony?
I'm good. I don't need another defensive player.
Also, what I like about Anthony as well, besides these profiles, a left-footed player, guys, you see when Anthony was going through a hard time at Man United, look at his mentality every time he came on the pitch. Even when he wasn't doing well, he'll chase down the ball. He'll work hard for the team. Like, I like the mentality that Anthony's had even when he wasn't doing well. So now you see him that he's confident. If you just watch him over there, he chases down every ball. He's a team player and he's performing with confidence where he's hitting shots first time. He's taking on shots that he normally wouldn't have took on. So for me, I just like his mentality. And I think if he goes to Atletico and he links up with Simeone and them man there, he's going to get better. I think
I feel like it's not the right time to bring any player back, and I tell you why, because they're coming back from having such a good time in their respectable clubs. They come to Manchester United and automatically they're going to feel like, I'm going to be expected to, have an impact where I'm lifting this team up. This team is not in a position. But then imagine if the players were coming back to a Man United team that was already fighting for top 4, already securing a European trophy. They would have felt a little bit of pressure coming off because they would have had a squad that's already performing here. They come into a squad that's not performing at all. So all the confidence that they've built from their loan is coming here and it's like, that don't matter, mate. Come here and perform.
We kept the fan favorites. We kept all the shit players. We kept the players I don't like. And all of the good players that I thought were decent or at least deserved more of a chance, they all left.
Yeah, they all left.
So the situation we're in now is basically fan favorites or the club listening to the fans. Because look, I wanted Garnacho gone. I wanted Rasmus gone. I wanted Rashford gone in 2019. I wanted Bruno gone in 2020. I thought the things I said about Maguire and Lindelof, God help, It's terrible. They're all there. They're all there. Like Anthony.
Adam, you know that Maguire is looking for a new contract.
Maguire is
don't give it to him whatever he wants. Don't
do it. Maguire.
Don't do it. Watch out.
You know what?
Man, he's gonna keep these players, man. I'm telling you now.
You know, there's something my dad says.
They will be. Listen, they will be his downfall. I promise you. My words.
That's every manager, though.
Season, they will be his downfall.
Yeah, it's every manager.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just quickly, there's something my dad said like years ago about fans, United fans. There are some players that are being judged only on the good things they do, no matter how little they do, and there are some players that are being judged only on the bad bits they do. So you have a player like, for example, Martial can play well. Some players can play well for 5 months. If they have a poor game, they will be judged only on that poor game. Bruno can be an absolute walking disaster for 8 months, but if God forbid he has one good month, he will be remembered for that good month alone. Yeah. And that is not fair. And this is what
I think that, but Adam, I think it can work the other way around, though. I think sometimes, based on bias as well, when a player, if you don't like a player, you don't respect the good things he does that a player brings as well. I think
it's all bias. You're right. It's all bias.
Yeah. So is that for me though? I can respect that Maguire does some good things, but he's not good enough for Man United. We need to respect that.
Exactly. Let's be honest. If we had a player like Barella in our team, our fans would not like him, and he would lose his legs within 3 months. It's obvious. That's
he would.
So now we will need someone else to replace Barella to play next to Bruno.
What, Saeed? You play centre back? Don't lie.
No, I played midfield. Me said TDM.
We need to put together a pro clubs team. I want to see the Mandem's IQ.
I want to see the Mandem, man. Come on, you're ready for pro clubs.
I think the Mandem will ball up.
Who's playing
what are you saying, Saeed? If you was a centre back, you're playing up in the back.
I'm left winger. I'm a left winger.
Yeah. Left winger.
Left winger or Cam, yeah, I don't mind Cam.
I'm striker in this position in the pro clubs. You know what I'm saying? Pass, where you playing?
Listen, wherever the team needs you, man.
Utility man.
Come on. Yeah. Man, I'm saying
Diego the lot. Diego the lot.
How long is it going to take you to run from one side of the pitch to the other side, Saeed? And you want to play striker?
No, I'm talking about pro clubs.
Pro clubs, yeah.
Real life, man. Man, striker, you know. I'm saying in real life, I play CDM. I'm dictating. I'm just doing a dictating role.
No, I'll play next to you. I'll play next to you.
We'll play together. But I'm talking about in pro clubs.
Okay. Yeah, but in pro clubs, what formation are we doing?
We're playing 4-3-3, man. I'm not doing any of this.
If Brian on the left side, I'll be the right side. I'll be right winger.
Yeah, there you go then. You know what I'm saying? So we could do something, man.
I reckon Nuruddin's the bully
is designed, Musa is designed to be a keeper. I'll be honest. Because he's so calm, innit? He's so look at him.
I thought this was real life. I was about to say, even on the streets, they used to call me the coach. I was about to say, I'm the one who's picking who's playing. Certain man are not starting in my team. Certain man are not starting in my team. I'm gonna have to break the news. I'm gonna have to break the news.
By the way, can we say where's Traps again, man? He's running his mouth on WhatsApp. Where is he now? You know what I mean, bro? Where is he?
Unemployable. You know them unemployable.
Is that a chicken shop? Is that a chicken shop?
He is unemployed, man.
You know, some people shop, man.
Some people are unemployed.
At least Wilson's going to the job center. You know, Wilson, at least he's attending the job center asking for a job. You know what I mean? Asking for help.
Now, Trap, listen, Trap's got a meeting with Jim, mate. Trap's got a meeting.
Because in the chat, you are unqualified. You got to accept that you're unqualified.
I'm saying I'm unqualified.
Your qualifications are so bad. No one's hiring you. You are unqualified, guys. You got to accept it.
I'm telling you now, man. We need that court date, man. Once the season's over, we're gonna have that court date, mate.
I said it, innit? There are some Mandem, in the WhatsApp. They talk like as if it was the WhatsApp for the only way is Essex, like the only way is Old Trafford, bro. These man are just rassing up.
You know what I can't accept? Because I watch you lot's I watch you lot shows all the time. and I see the 360s that you lot make all the time, and I think to myself,
when they think no one's watching, innit? When they think no one's looking,
I'll be watching, listening to Saeed.
Yeah, but you've done 360s yourself. You've done 360s yourself.
Your
Make no mistake.
Are tremendous. These men are tremendous. These men will tell you.
Listen, I'll never forget him, man. Most attendance that João Felix is going to sort us all out, man, and it's going to be the same.
João
Felix, you know. João Felix, he's ever playing games for Milan. João Felix.
Genuinely, what happened to him?
What happened to him? Where is he at?
Bro, I don't know. We don't know. Apparently, he's going to Saudi next year.
Well, wouldn't you take him for Garnacho?
Facts, I would.
Yeah, I would take it for Garnacho. Yeah,
I'll take it.
I wouldn't take it for I'll be honest with you.
I would.
It's too much, man. It's too much baggage, man, for a player that hasn't shown consistency, man.
Right, but Garnacho is a lot of baggage as well, man. He can't show.
No, at Barcelona, he did something. What are you talking about? At Barcelona, he
did stuff at Barcelona.
He banged in goals.
He banged in. He done well at
Barcelona. Lone height, man. Lone height. When the pressure's on and when he's got to start games and he's got to do whatever, he's not there.
He was blown down for a whole season and he played well for Barcelona.
Right. Meanwhile, we have Garnacho. At the moment, we have Garnacho celebrating offside goals.
Let me get these super chats, by the way. Before we wrap up. Ali Armani says we need to replace Sancho, Ante, and Rashford. That's 3. You want to replace Rasmus and Garnacho. That's 2 more. And you sell Bruno, who captains L. Let's not forget squad players leaving. And Onana. Big up Adam. Bruno signed 2 free players. We might improve overnight. Yamal lost the ball 35 times. First leg for Inter.
Yeah, always just that comment, Saeed, like just quickly. There's a way to lose the ball. Like if you lose the ball trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you lose the ball trying to do the right thing, that's fine.
In the last third, when he tried to unlock a low block. Yes.
Exactly.
Facts. Big up to always blame your best player and replace him with weaker player. There. Shaw says online opinion Bruno is just fueled by hate, not logic. I'm happy to sell Bruno, but it has to be a huge fee, minimum 100 million. But the hate is mad, and it's like LFC without Salah will be better. We will be a better team. Boy, I don't know about that one, mate. Salah's everything for you lot, mate. I'm telling you now.
You missed one. You missed one big super chat, man.
Yeah, but the thing you need to you need to look at it from a team side. Like you can say those things. You can say those things if your team is winning the Premier League. Like it has to.
And on top of that, Liverpool still have Van Dijk. They still have got Alisson and that. Man can't really say the like you can't say the Salah team like that.
Champions League.
Salah is literally carried him to.
I heard the context of it, but they've still got Van Dijk, Alisson. They still got what's my man? The number 10 and that all of these guys. McAllister.
Salah's irreplaceable right now.
They got
irreplaceable right now.
Very strong. Very strong.
You're forgetting
Salah's last minute goals won him the league, bro.
Won him the league, man.
Listen, you're forgetting that Man City have to replace Kevin De Bruyne this summer, bro. And they're still gonna be 100 billion times better than us. And Kevin De Bruyne is
Villa gonna be better. You think Villa gonna sit still?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Liverpool Nordin. Liverpool have to replace Trent. Do you think they've lost aspirations of where they're going to end up next season? Do you think they're not
Trent as well? I forgot about Trent as well.
Bro, remember when how much did Liverpool sell Coutinho for? And what did that money do for them as well? Bro, you have to think of things from a betterment of the team and the club as an organization.
Look,
people are thinking as
the more important Bruno gets, the worse we get. Like the correlation is very strong.
Yes.
Yeah,
and we replace everyone but him.
I said that earlier. Yeah.
Listen, the new Leeds chairman has come in and said that they got promoted. He said we're hoping to be the best, one of the best teams in Europe. Forget the Premier, the best teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their ducks in a row, mate. They're getting their little ducks in a row, ready to go. But you know what? The majority of you glaze at Inos, bootlickers. Sheep. You just keep sheeping. You keep bootlicking, yeah?
I was waiting for this, Nordine. I was thinking, are we going to do the show without attacking the Inos?
Shout to LB, man. He's got a little bingo, I don't know if you've seen it. He reacts to the match reactions, and if he's got a bingo saying Inos slander, and then he just when he heads through it and saying Inos bootlickers. Listen, people, I'm gonna wrap up here, man. Guys, hit the like button. We've got 920 likes, man.
We're saying the hate along. Is everyone going to do the hate along?
Yo, Saeed, I'm coming around. Get the chair, man. I'm coming. See you in a minute.
Yeah. Say no more. Say no more. We got you, bro.
It's gonna be a game still.
Like the video, man. Like the video on your way out.
Saeed, quick question though. What's your prediction for this game? What you feel like?
PSG.
PSG, yeah.
PSG 3-1.
I just want a good game like last night, man. I want a good
game. Still,
last night for me was the best semi-final in the history of the Champions League.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
13 goals in aggregate. 13 goals. Are you taking the piss?
All I want to say is Arsenal fans, Arsenal fans, you made it this far, man.
If Arsenal lose tonight, trust me,
you'll be there.
I'm reading a rap sheet. Arsenal better not lose tonight.
Can you imagine? Imagine if
I'm going in.
Imagine if Arsenal lose. Imagine if Arsenal lose and the electricity in Malaga goes off. Lee Ghana would absolutely lose his shit.
Guys, what if they win though as well? They could win, you know.
Still lose the final,
man. Right, no, don't put that type of stuff out in the air, man.
Listen, people, make sure everyone chooses.
You got a flip interview with Rob.
Yeah, Rhino MGTV, Tech Zeno on TikTok, Planet Fuzz, Mr. Structure United Real Therapy. Musa, check him out on Instagram, Resource CIC. Leon's Reality, check him out as well. Instagram, Unleash Sports. And Adam Manred, check him out on Twitter, cooking Bruno Fernandez, man. You know what I mean? Each every time. Guys, leave a like on the video. I will see you for the watch along. Check out everyone's channel. Make sure you support everyone's channels. And yeah, man, listen, tomorrow we have to win. Europa League. Yo, we're out.